Good morning, folks, and welcome to another episode of Papa Keith's Kitchen. Yesterday we were talking about, I thought I'd try to make some raised donuts, and it's a pretty simple recipe. I have my yeast, which is bubbling up, which I just use a little bit of sugar and half, and I got a cup of sugar over here. I got some little bit of salt, teaspoon or a little bit more, and I got 3 tablespoons of butter, and I have 2 eggs, and I have 4 cups of sifted flour, and I have some warm water to dump in, and so let's see if we can do it. First, we're going to add the flour. To that. We'll dump in some butter. Add some sugar. Add my salt. And let's see about these eggs. Like, there's one of them. These eggs should be about room temperature. Everything should be warm, so it'll work pretty good. Even the water should be fairly warm. Get that there, rinse off my hand a little bit. Sun's out today, but it's kind of chilly out there. It's only 14 degrees Fahrenheit, so don't know if I want to go out and play much today when it's that cold. Now I'm going to add my yeast. There, we'll dump that right in there. Now I'll just clear off some of this stuff. Get it out of the way. And I'm going to use the mixer this morning. There's a total of probably 20 minutes of kneading time. This will cut it down a little bit. And of course it'll be the resting period before I cut the donuts. Put that up there, and we'll start. Put her on low. Back up there. Add a little water here. A little more. Unhook that. butter up a little bit of area on my butcher block. See if I can work that out of there. There we go. I'm going to flour it up a little bit. There. Now we're going to do some kneading. Dough looks pretty good. I'll let this rest here a little bit in a few minutes, and for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna start cutting some of them. And once I cut them, I'm gonna have to set probably about 45 minutes before I can fry them. Gotta set up my fryer later and get the right temperature and everything. Probably about 375. I like my fryer later because it's got one of them automated oil cleaning systems in it, where after 3 hours after you used it, you can turn the knob and it will strain that yeast out, grease out, and all you're left with is the crap on the bottom, and then all you do is rinse it out, and when you're ready to make some more, you take that box and dump it back in, just add what little bit you need. Saves a little bit more on the oil cost. So I'm going to let that rest for 5 minutes or so, and I got to cut some paper, parch paper or something to set them on, because after they rise I got to have something where I can just slide them off into the grease without deflating them too much. So I'll be back in a little while. Alright, I'm back. As you can see, I got my parchment paper over there all dusted, and I'm ready to roll this out and to see how many I can get out of this. I need my handy dandy roller over here. We'll see how pretty we can make this. You want this about a 1/2 inch, 3/4, somewhere in there. Doesn't have to be exact, but alright, let's start cutting some. Lay that right onto that paper. Now you can see why I'm using the paper with that flour on there. It'd be easier to slide them into the hot grease. There's Mr. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get a little dust on this too. So there's 8 so far. There's 9. Oh, probably get a dozen or so out of this batch. Rework it a little bit. And like I say, I'm going to let them rise up for like 45 minutes before I start frying them. Alright, let's do some more rolling here. There's 3 more. Alright. 36, 9, 12. There's 13. Getting a pretty good batch. That's a baker's dozen already. And we'll make it number 14. Yep. 15 donuts. And I got enough left to make a donut hole. All right. So now it's going to be the waiting part, which means I'll be back in close to an hour, and it should be all set up, and I'll bring you along when I do some prying here and see how they come out. Okie doke. Bit later. I'm back. Looks like my grease is probably hot enough, so maybe I'll add a few of these in. There's one. Two. There's a third one. I got a pan to stick them on. Later on, when they cool off, I'll add some glazing to them. Chopsticks. They're just wooden dowels. Let them get nice and brown. Oh, you want to see? Come on over just for a second or two. See, the bottoms are getting nice and brown. Almost ready to flip them over. What do you think? All right, put you back here. I'll get one of them head cameras. I got one, but I don't really like it on my head. I look dumb enough as it is with this on, so. Well, let's see. We can turn this donut over. Oh yes, nice and brown. Here we go. Now that oil pan that I was telling you about is here in the bottom. And this thing has a switch on the front. I can take and turn it when it's cooled down, and it will strain all the oil into that pan. And it's got a cover on it so you can't spill it. And you take it out and set it aside. Then you can take this innards tray right over to the sink and clean it out. This flops out. The basket comes out, so it all cleans up nice. Not a lot of work. Oh yeah, there's one there. That looks good. Drip off a little bit. Ooh. Well, that's a nice fat one there. All right, let's get another one in there. Try not to splash myself. Nice pretty bubbles. See, this has a light on the top, and when that light goes out, it means it's at temperature. Flipping them over. And it takes probably about 7 minutes or so to cook on both sides, so don't take too long. And you try not to crowd your donuts. I could probably put 5 of them in there if I wanted to, but they cook a lot better if you just put 3 at a time. Almost. There's another pretty donut. Oh, I love donuts. I'll probably mix up a glaze and put some glaze on the top of these. That's 6 of them done. Drop the flour a little bit. I'll probably save these papers for the next time I cook them. If I remember I did it. I'll probably put them somewhere and forget I even did it. I don't know about you folks, but that's the way things go sometimes. Those are going to be tasty. I found these sticks always work the best for turning them because you kind of hold one side and flip it over. I've tried other things, these scoop things, and these seem to work the best. There, get them all flipped. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more to cook. Then we're going to let them cool off, and I'll make up the glaze and get them glazed and come back and show you what they look like all glazed up. I'll try to resist eating any before I get you back on. Okay, 3 more in 1 donut hole. That's after this one here. Another good thing about this one here is it's very little smoke. I'm not even running a fan, and it just sits right on your stove. It's called a TFAL, Ultimate Easy Clean. You can get them on Amazon if you're interested in one. I do recommend this. It is something that does work pretty well for small scale. Of course, if you're looking for something bigger to sell donuts and stuff, you probably want something twice the size of this anyway. My old one used to be, oh, probably about that wide. Now that thing would hold some donuts. All right, time to come out. Okay, last batch. And the donut hole. See how clean that grease is? It's not grease, it's actually vegetable oil, but yep. As I say, you probably could get one more in there, probably without too much trouble. Still have a little bit of room. Depends on the size of your donuts. I try to make them about medium size, you know. Next week I'm going to make some of those croissants. They're interesting. They take a little bit of time, but they're nice and buttery and flavorful. They are yummy. Gotta have to watch my electric bill. I do too much cooking and I get the bill and I say, holy crap. Gonna have to get one of them solar gadgets. There. that round one out of there. There you have it. Don't those look good? I'd invite you over for some, but I'm going to eat them all myself. Well, anyway, I'll be back in a few minutes after these cool off, and I'll glaze them and give you one last look. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad you guys are stopping by and watching me. If you like this kind of stuff, give me a like once in a while. It always helps out. And I'll see you in a little bit. Wow. Don't those look good? Now I ate that little round hole, donut hole one, and these are going to be hard to stay away from. Oh, those are tasty. Got that confectionery sugar mix on the top. Glazed them right up in good shape. All right. Well, again, thank you. I've enjoyed it. Catch y'all later.